Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Love Morning. I am John, and this is a daily practice of gratitude and connection. And I awoke this morning, not too long ago, to news that my friend Janus has passed. 1:11 last morning took his last breaths. Janus, my former host of Stay Sparked, and dear friend and huge part of my life. I'm kind of struggling with my thoughts and my words, and am in that place of practicing grief with gratitude. If you're here, say hello. Let us know what you're grateful for. If you are a friend of Janus, you share something that you're grateful for. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Having some difficulty in the tech world here. Let's see. Okay. Not letting me see any chat right now. Any comments? That's problematic. Let's try again. Well, I can see there are a few people here. Let me see if I can get to your comments in a different way since it's not working here. Let me go to YouTube and see if it'll do it here. Come on. There we go. This should work. Just make sure I don't. Sorry about my tech here. I just want to make sure I can hear you. Oh, there we go. Oh goodness, that is all right. Good morning, Juan. Good morning, Peter. Peter says, I am in simpatico with Halcyon because I lost a fraternity brother from UCLA this week who was the glue to the fraternity. Gratitude for grief. Without being still here, one cannot grieve with gratitude. Well, let's see if I could make this a little bit easier for me to read, etc. So, I'm really grateful for. I'm really grateful that we were able to talk openly and speak to Janus through our thoughts and prayers this last week. It's been really helpful for me to hear people's reflections and memories and hear all the people that were impacted in small and massive ways by his heart, his friendship, he was a love warrior. The number of people that had stories about him, like walking up at a party and starting introducing himself and asking questions, and when they were new to the San Diego Burning Man community, him being one of the first people that was friendly to him. And I just think about how important that is. How that is so much of the message that I am trying to embody and speak into the world, is how important it is to be someone that is open and connecting and role modeling that, and he was definitely that. Peter says, I am grateful for his footprint at Burning Man. Thank you, Peter. Good morning, Lori. Thank you. This is... All right, well, I can see, I got one more thing so I don't miss, more comments that I can try to see. Let's see, come on. Peter says, the beard is so fire, combined with your hair, combined with Caleb in the background. I had this feeling this weekend where I took a picture of myself and I was like, whoa, like I look a lot, I look like my grandpa. Like I've always I liked the way I looked with pink hair, and I kind of had this fear of just being like, blending in and being normal with my regular hair. But I was looking forward to being a cool looking elder, and I feel like the San Diego Burning Man community and me. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now I can see the comments in Facebook. Heather says, I'm sending you a lot of love today. Thank you, Heather. George is thankful for a safe trip to Colorado Springs and meeting new people. Faith says, good morning. Grateful to be breathing today. Love from Key West. Heather says, I just found out my brother killed my mother inadvertently by giving her fentanyl. I'm glad we are still alive. Thankful for a new day. Oh my God, Heather. Oh, wow. My heart is with you and the path of grief and healing that you have. Ooh. Jennifer says, rest in peace, Janus. We met in 2010 when I was living in Brian Buzz's loft. He was always kind and soft-spoken. I'm shocked. I will speak highly of his presence. Yeah. Yeah, that guy was a total original, you know. How tall was he? 6 something? A voice that was booming and so gentle. You know, I've been thinking a lot about the burden of his body, you know, born into this big, beautiful black body and having to navigate a world that before he opened his mouth, there was people that felt, you know, he was scary to them or confrontational. And so he really learned how to walk with a gentleness that, you know, that he didn't, more than it was unfair that he was not forced, I won't say, but, you know, he had to put people at ease. And he really learned to do that in a way that made him into a beautiful love ambassador, you know, so kind and gentle. And he learned how to say sometimes confrontational things. And I remember so many threads on Facebook where he had a lot of friends who were privileged and white, and he would, in a very beautiful, calm and gentle way, kind of say, I don't think you're taking into account the perspectives of somebody who has darker skin, you know, and here are this other perspectives that I think you should consider. Not trying to fight, not trying to argue, just trying to educate, which was a lot to put on someone, you know. Brian says, man, I talked to you about this 3 days ago? That was fast. Yeah, so, you know, he was diagnosed in Thanksgiving, was in the hospital for several weeks, maybe a month, and when he went home, it was looking good. He was confident, and then, but he went back to the hospital 6 weeks ago, and at that point, things were metastasizing, and there was a lot of things going wrong. And so that he in the last 6 weeks, they weren't even able to address the cancer because there's so many other things that were no chemo. He just had they had infections and liquid and cancerous fluid, and there was a lot that was going, and the body was falling apart, which is why I was able to speak publicly about it, you know, as of 5 days ago, because that's when he acknowledged this body's falling apart, and you can tell people. Jennifer says, you're so right. Booming and gentle, unfairly intimidating. He carried it well, right? I know that like I chose to have pink hair. I chose to walk into a room and people notice me, but I could wear a hat. I could decide not to dye my hair, but Janus, every room he ever walked in caught people's eye, and he never knew if they were staring at him because he was a beautiful, gorgeous example of a human, or because of his skin, or because of something else. And I just can't imagine the how different, how much of a an additional burden, challenge that would have been. And you know, but I should say that I don't mean to judge it, because I imagine that it was that classroom, that obstacle, that forced him to learn how to be kind and gentle, and forced him how to evolve. You know, Janus did not grow up with all the advantages. You know, I don't know the details of his family life, but there was no family involved at his bedside or his sickness. There was no family, and so to go from a life where you have none of your childhood support, nothing that was strong enough to be a part of your life as an adult, you know, and to find your way, to find community, to become a leader in community, to become a inspiring human. You know, that's a journey. That is a journey that I have intense respect for. Brian says, he was one of the first people that I met in the scene here back in '04. Being from New Jersey and still pretty gnarly to people out here, he immediately accepted me. He was such a good dude. Yeah. I just have so many of these clips of moments of epic gatherings of people and in deep conversations, and he was someone who was, I think, really courageous in his embracing and almost evangelizing of psychedelics. You know, the world now, it is a safe place to talk about ayahuasca and about psilocybin and about the benefits of plant medicines. And Janus is someone who, before anyone I knew, he was kind of like the Johnny Appleseed of ayahuasca for a lot of people. He brought practitioners to San Diego. He introduced a lot of people. There are many people whose lives have been transformed by their experiences with plant medicine. And Janus was the one who had the balls to bring it into their awareness. I mean, that is not an easy or safe thing to do up until a few years ago. And he had so much healing that he went through, that he had the courage to not promote, but open the door for people. And then he got to a point where he realized the medicine has given me all that I need to know, and he stopped doing it. Which is like, that's something that a lot of people don't do. I'm in that category. I have not said, I'm done with plant medicine. I still feel like I get a lot out of it, but you know, I think he is a real example of following his own North Star. You know, he was an explorer of plant medicines when it was not part of the culture, and followed that until it took him to where he needed to be. Joya says, good morning, hugs to you, feeling lost all around and feeling grateful for the internet for letting me know about all three for me this past week. Grateful for moments of connection in all ways. Peter's saying that all black bodies are beautiful, not just the big ones. I agree. All bodies, I'll say, are beautiful. But I was simply pointing out that a very large black man I'm not going to even go down there. I hope that you understand what I'm saying, but if not, please accept please understand or be patient with me. Let me check back in. Is this working again? No. Okay. Well, I've had the feeling this morning, like I woke up and I saw the posts in certain groups that he was, he finally made his transition. And I really did not know, I kind of felt numb and uncertain, and I tried to start writing about it, and it was weird. I had this feeling like that I haven't had, like I've been grieving and I've been sad a lot over the last 6 weeks, in and out of this feeling. It's hard to explain, but like, I was one of the people that got to spend more time with him over the last few weeks or month and a half, and he was very sick. Like he had cancer pushing against his vocal cords. So even when he did speak, the one time that we were speaking, he was talking like this. And then the other times that I speak to him, he was just like nodding and kind of in and out of consciousness. So, but this morning is when I'm feeling like I miss him, like, because he was still there. He was still here until last night. And so now there's a different type of grieving, a different type of goodbye. And I'm going to try to play this clip that I've been listening to of him. I've said it's been not okay to play it while he's still alive, but I'll play a clip of him in just a moment. Natasha says, I am so grateful to be here today with you. I have had Janus on my mind for so many days now. I had a candle burning for him since Betsy posted an update. So this morning the candle was out, and then I received the news. He was larger than life and so good for all of us. We were lucky to have had him. Carolyn says, as a psychonaut, I bet he's having quite a beautiful adventure. Sending love for Janus from Florida. Pre-love burn. Yeah, I mean, we were talking about that, about how for the last week or so, as he's been kind of in and out of consciousness, that he's like, it's too bad he couldn't speak, because what a journey, what an unfathomable transition. My grandpa used to say that he used to say, if you could interview a fetus and ask it if it wanted to go out into the world to be born, it would say, no, I'm warm and I've got all the things I need here. I've got my oxygen. I've got I got all the everything. I don't want to go out into that scary world. And that the transition from this dimension to the next is probably very similar. It feels scary, but only because we have no idea what awaits us. And his last words, my grandpa's last words were, isn't this exciting? I don't know what the next chapter is. And Janus told Betsy something very similar. Something like, I'm excited for what's next. That's not the exact words, but something like that. That was, a week or so ago when he was still speaking. Good morning, Andrew. Andrew says, I hope you're slowly able to reconcile grief and loss and that you can find peace with all this loss. It's a very challenging time. Sending you hugs. Be good to yourself. Thank you, Andrew. And yeah, I mean, this whole since the new year, or actually since I had the Love Ambassador weekend at my place, and I did a workshop or a weekend retreat, the Radical Hope, and we had people in town, and that was a really energizing, like we're really coming together and celebrating, like all we can do in this life is show up every day and walk in the direction that we believe to be true and loving, whatever's happening. Oops, one sec. I'm having some technical difficulties today, so my apologies if I'm not seeing all the comments. I'm doing my best. One more sec. There we go. Peter's saying, it's always good when we get to stand on the shoulders of giants who open doors for all of us. Yeah. And I've really, so in the last, since the beginning of this year, I've gotten engaged. I've now had 2 close friends pass. I've been struggling with a chaotic news, political world. I've also been having a wonderful connection with my family. I've had my partner get sick and had been a part of 2 beautiful healing retreats and helping organize 2 retreats. And so it's like really intense. Like last year felt like not that much happened. This year I feel like already so much has happened. And I've really been finding I also celebrate 2 years sober this month, sober off of ketamine, GHB, and alcohol. So I have been doing plant medicines. So I have been honoring my Janus connection. But so this month I celebrate 2 years sober and getting engaged and dealing with this death and loss and grief and this political landscape. And when people say, how you doing? My response has been, all things considered, I'm doing fantastic. Because I really feel like I'm showing up as the man that I want to be. That I don't have any control over the exterior world. I have no control over my friend's health. I have no control over what's happening in Washington. I mean, I voted, but I don't have control over so much. But I have control over how I show up. And I'm trying to really pay attention. Like, am I being guided by fear? Like, I had a moment when I was like, I really don't want to go to the hospital and see Janus. Like, it's hard. And I go, well, wait a minute. What kind of man do I want to be? I want to be the kind of man that does the hard thing. That says yes when a task is asked of you that a friend needs your help. Yes. I want to be the kind of man that is strong when my partner needs help. I want to be kind of the man that listens when someone needs to speak. And I'm proud of how I'm showing up right now. And so regardless of what's happening in the world, I'm finding it soothing and calming, and I'm finding my system is not freaked out, because I can fall back into that confidence that I'm doing the best I can. Not just doing the best I can, I'm proud of how I'm showing up. And that gives me a sense of, it feels good. Like, even if I'm sad, it feels good to be being sad as the man I want to be. And I feel comfort knowing that the men that I have lost this month are men that have helped me to know and learn how to be a good man, who've role modeled that to me. And so there's this almost like a honoring. I don't want to shirk my responsibilities. I want to role model what I've been taught. I want to embody what I believe. And so from that place, the sadness, the grief, the uncertainty all becomes things that I know I can handle. And so I can sleep well at night. And because of the sobriety, I even feel proud that I'm here for it. I'm here for way more of my life than I used to be, even when it's hard. And I'm so grateful for my partner, Lisa. Gives me so much comfort and strength. So grateful for my incredible network of friends, lately especially Betsy. And so grateful for all the people that have loved me and encouraged me and role modeled how to be a good person, so that I can try to walk in those footsteps, so that Chad and Janus and my grandfather and they can look down and feel like, awesome. Good to know that the ripples that we shared with that man are being put into the world with grace. Thank you, Jeff. Juan says, hurt lets you know the love was real. Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, I love you too, Betsy. Kimmy says, sending so much love. Thanks, Kimmy. It's really been so helpful to feel the community's love and pictures and memories. And my memory's not so good. So it's been so awesome to see pictures of like old photos of Janus when he had like this biker style mustache, or when he had super long dreadlocks, then he cut him off and he had like a fro, then he grew the dreadlocks back, and seeing all these different events where he was just rocking some epic outfit and or some hilarious Halloween costume. J. Ray says, thank you for the reminder about showing up the way we want and feeling good about the way we are showing up. Sending loving energies to you and all who grieve during this time. May peace and love continue to sustain you. Thank you. Yeah, it's it's really been a big part of my journey recently. And like I've felt like I'm proud of myself for years. Like, I mean, I do love mourning. I do gratitude circles. I have a homeless charity. Like, I'm proud of my life. But when you add those activities with the sobriety, I feel like I'm being a good partner in a good relationship. I feel like I'm really showing up for my parents. Like, I'm like, okay, like, like that is a piece. There's a piece to that the world, the chaos of the world cannot knock that. It's kind of the reason why I'm ramping up my coaching and my men's work is because I'm like, okay, I now feel something that I haven't felt in the past. Even though I've thought I had things figured out, I'm like, I'm feeling something now that I want to help others. And it's the culmination of the things that I've learned from powerful friends like Janus, like Chad, like my grandpa, and the school of hard knocks of my own life. And I keep not saying it because he's still alive, but my dad is also a huge, I learn a lot about being a good man from my dad. He is a good man, retired judge, still married to my mom, respected by most everyone that's met him. And so I'm really blessed that I've had these role models. Which is one reason why I have so much admiration for Janus. Like, he did not have the same privilege of male role models, and yet he found his way to being a inspiring man. Lacey says, sending love and healing to all who may need it today and giving bear hugs to all. Joy is saying, also sending so much love. Happy I was able to get here live again and add my hugs and love to these wild, wonderful times. Suzanne says, I'm grateful for the opportunity to talk to my grandson after I reached out to him. Thank you, Suzanne. And anybody that wants to add in a little gratitude to anything, it can be something big, gratitude for someone who has passed was once in your life, gratitude for something mundane that you just want to take from beneath the threshold of taking for granted and bring it above that. Like, let's see, I can just look around the room and say, oh, I'm grateful for my Mentos sugarless gum, which I have been eating a lot of lately since I've committed to not having treats except for special occasions. So I've been having gum. That doesn't count as a treat. So I've been having a lot of gum. I'm grateful for my gum. And I am grateful for my functioning knees that help me to get up and down off chairs and to walk so effortlessly. Anyone else want to share some gratitude? Maura says, good morning, Maura. So good to see you. It's been truly extraordinary to feel the community come together at this time. Our sing-along on Saturday night, singing Hallelujah in dedication to Janus, was a moment I'll cherish forever. Yes, I'm so glad you mentioned that. I went to this birthday party on Saturday day actually, into the night, and the host had asked people to bring talents and things to share, and our magical friend Durian brought his lyre, this stringed instrument that you would see like in a Pan would play in an old painting, and he learned to play it. And he had a sing-along and we sang a number of songs, and the last song we sang was Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah, and we sang it in dedication to Janus. And every verse, I would read along the lyrics, and then when it came to the chorus, because I can remember Hallelujah, 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 I would close my eyes, and this room full of people with love for our brother singing Hallelujah. And I so clearly could picture Janus in these different outfits and different looks and I saw him there was this way that he would kind of smile, but kind of try to keep himself from laughing, sort of, that he would do sometimes. And I kept seeing him with that expression, listening to us sing to him. And I could almost not sing because I was smiling so big as I was picturing him. And now it was a really special thing. And oh yeah, I said I was going to play a video. Okay, I'm going to play a video of Janus. And if you are close to Janus and you don't want to hear and see him right now, you might want to turn this off. But I'm going to try to... I feel like my video is not very good. We'll see if this works. Okay. I just think he's talking about grief and loss. Where is it? There it is. Is that it? No, that's not it. No, 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 no. I just saw it. I swear it's going to be worth it. Come on now. I just saw it. Maybe this is it. No, that's not it. All right, well, just in case. Is that it? I was just crying. No, that's not it. 2 minutes ago. A dear friend who is... I really, good morning, Alexandra. Vesper says, my partner and I were discussing you last night and how much I respect your integrity. My partner is starting to elevate his personal brand, and I immediately thought of you as a public figure I admire and respect very much for your radical authenticity. Thank you, Vesper. J. Ray says, grateful for today is having the opportunity to continue building what I love doing and simultaneously having the opportunity to support family in all the ways I can. Natasha is grateful to care for while we grieve. Nice. Natasha says, father-in-law is also going through treatment right now. Cannot talk because of the tumor in his throat. So grateful to be present to support my partner and to be available to do whatever it is needed for them both. These are the men in my life now. I'm so grateful for them. Good morning, Jennifer. Okay, I really wanted to share this, so thanks for your patience. I'm going to try one last time to see if I can find it. I just watched it again. How is that possible? Maybe... I guess I'll try this one. This doesn't sound right, but... Oh, wait, maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. No, that's not it. That's annoying. Okay. Okay. You gotta be pretty irked at me by this time. Let's try this. No, come on now. Maybe I'll try to do it a little better next. Peter's... we'll try this and then I'll move on. My apologies for people who are... All right. this is this it?
How death is absolutely vital and large part of life and existence. And this is all temporary. All of our possessions and relationships and loves in our life, they are all leaving us at some point. This is all temporary. And so realizing and really taking that in and via the ceremony allowed me to come out after I felt like my journey with that medicine was complete, to be like, well, okay, so this is. And so when I would experience things that are like ending, like in a relationship or somebody close to me dying, I'm able to kind of process this in a way like similar to Betsy with your father, and be like, okay, so this is happening. This is how this is always happening. This is how this is happening. And having a level of acceptance that I was a stranger to. That medicine really helped me to realize, like, no, this is always, transitioning. This is how it is, and learning to be okay with that.
Not sure if that worked or not, but that idea of this is how it's happening. I love that. I love that. Yeah, I think so. Thanks for your patience. Jennifer says, grateful for all the love we share. Kimmy says, grateful for my cuddle puddle time with Janus last August. I'm also grateful for the beautiful love story I had with my Eddie Bear. And now to be deeply loved again. I am blessed. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Dale says, I am so grateful I got to spend 7 hours with Dimitri's kids yesterday, and who I love so much, and Dimitri and OT. And also to see my aunt in the morning before that, who is celebrating sobriety. I'm grateful for all the support my husband and I are receiving before he goes into surgery on Valentine's Day to remove his left kidney and ureter due to cancer. So grateful he has a remaining kidney and still live a normal life. So grateful for gum too, as I have extremely cut out sweets too. So grateful for you and your life and all your mentors. Thank you, Dale. Natasha, I'm not sure, that might be the link. I can't remember if I shared that with you, Larissa. I didn't make it public, although I did share it with a few people already. I guess I can click and see. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so the link that is the right link. Thank you for that. And good morning, Larissa. All right, I'm starting to feel a little shaky, so I think we're gonna close with a hug. Thank you for all your energy, and thank you, Peter. Oh yeah, Peter pointed out that I got to spend time with Asher this year as well. Right, so that's another part of what's making this chapter, as I'm showing up as the man I want to be. Channel to have had a huge piece of Janus and his love through our son Rumi. Yeah. This is not the morning broadcast I wanted to have. I feel super scattered and a little like dazed. So I plan to have a little bit more. I don't know. Actually, maybe it'll be a part of my broadcast for a long time. I don't know, but I plan to do a little bit more focused broadcast. And I think that Betsy and I talked about doing a call-in type broadcast where we would invite friends that have stories about Janus to come and do like a Zoom call where we can, like a Stay Sparked episode that other people can contribute to. So stay tuned for that if you have interest in sharing a story or sharing some words about our dear brother who's influenced so many of us in so many wonderful ways. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Joyous. Thank you, Jennifer, saying it's okay to feel scattered. Thanks. I think that's fair. Luan saying, hugs for this moment. What an amazing angel Janus will be for you all. Good morning, Hope. This is how it's happening. And I find a lot of comfort in, if you ever come here to the gratitude circles at noon, like I am guided by my grandpa Caleb so powerfully. He passed in 2007, and he is such a big part of my life, still. And so I think that knowing how powerfully present someone can be in your life, even when they are not here physically, is comforting to me. It helps with the grief. And I'm really looking forward to this next chapter of shared grieving and shared storytelling. And I used to avoid celebrations of life, and I said I don't want to just go and be sad with people, but I've found that the experience of hearing stories from other people's perspectives, it's like this person that I loved, I get to witness all these facets of them that were not a part of my experience. And I really get a lot from that. So I'm looking forward to a receiving many more stories of love about our dear brother. He's a good man and thorough. Thank you, Natasha. Wherever you are, I welcome you to join me and join us all to give yourself the body you're in or the body you're with. Hold that body. And as you are holding this warm physical form, imagine that you're not holding yourself. Imagine you're holding me, all the people here. If you'd like, imagine that you are holding the big, beautiful body of Janus, and that he is holding us. And that we are gathered in this place beyond the physical, beyond time and space. You can be watching this archive and join us in this space of shared humanity, knowing that we are so much more similar than we are different. And so much of us, all the parts that matter, live way beyond our physical bodies. But in this moment, let's feel connected, feel united, feel inspired to live our lives in ways that make us proud. Feel grateful for the ways the people we love influence us. Feel so grateful for our communities, our families, for all the love, for all the courage we witness, for all the ways that we get to inspire. Let's feel connected together as we take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb, Janus, and all you love ambassadors, thank you for being here for this love morning. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Thank you, everyone. Feel free to reach out if there's anything.